morning. Good morning and welcome. Thank you, ladies, for singing with me. I so appreciate it. You are here at the Ventura Center for Spiritual Living. I'm Reverend Bonnie Rose. Please feel free to call me Bonnie, and welcome to all of you sitting here and to all of our viewers at home. It's Pajama Sunday, y'all. Did you notice? This is a VCSL tradition that we do on the first Sunday after Thanksgiving, just in case anybody overate just a tad. Anybody here overeat a little on Thanksgiving? Let's show hands. Yeah, just a tad. Okay. All right. So we're going to go ahead and have a beautiful morning this morning, and I'm going to start us off with some announcements, some brief announcements. Okay. So anything that I'm going to say is on our website, www.venturacsl.org. There's also a desk through that door there where you can speak to one of our knowledgeable practitioners who will be staffing the desk, and she can give you any information that you might need. Also, there's a newsletter. You can sign up for that. That contains a wealth of information. If you would like to volunteer, service is such a great way to deepen spiritually. It really changes lives. So if you'd like to volunteer here, by all means, talk to Bernie Austin, who is our volunteer coordinator. Over there texting, yeah. Right. And just talk with her after the service. And then just a special thank you to the folks that donated, or to everybody who donated to the Project Understanding food drive that we did for Thanksgiving. It was a beautiful showing of food. Thank you so much for all of your generous contributions. We so appreciate you. All right, so we're going to do our youth message in a slightly different fashion today. We have grown-ups and the youth on stage. So if you're a young person or a grown-up who's playing an instrument or singing with us, we're going to do Instrument Sunday. Our first song is Jingle Bells, and we invite all of you to sing along. Please sing loudly, okay? All right. Where's Mr. Piccolo? So let's call the youth down on stage here. Hi. How you doing, kiddo? And if we could all, yeah, there you go. Thanks, Petra. We'll make room for everybody. Just, do you guys know the words to Jingle Bells? Yeah. And you know what? Since there's going to be guitars in front of you, may I invite the shorter people to move forward, or down here even? There you go. Okay. This is going to be beautiful, y'all. So just, brace yourselves. I'm playing piccolo. I'm in my pajamas and I'm playing piccolo. Hello. Okay. All righty. Oh. Two sharps. You're welcome. All right, let's do a blessing for our youth. If you would all please repeat after me. Come on down, you guys. You want to be part of this, right? Hey, kiddos, good to see you. Hi, Jackson Owen, so good to see you. All righty. Oh, here's some more. Yay. All righty. Okay, so please repeat after me. We love you.
We love you.
We bless you.
We bless you.
We believe in you.
We believe in you.
You are the face of God.
You are the face of God.
And so it is. Thank you. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face Thank you, everyone. We'll send our youth on our way, and we can just leave this here for now. Yeah. Okay, we're going to just leave the stage as is, and pretty soon it'll be time for our second solo. Okay. You're welcome to stay if you like. Yeah. Oh, yeah, a little bit. Yeah, but stay close. Okay. Hi, Reverend Susan. Good to see you.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
So, I'm here to do the prayer. If all the practitioners and ministers would stand in a united consciousness with me, dropping that consciousness into the heart, accessing the wisdom of pure spirit within that heart center. I know absolutely that there is only one infinite consciousness that flows and gives and celebrates its life by means of us. And so I know in that unitive consciousness, there is only love, there is only joy, there is only comfort, there is only peace. And so taking a very deep breath, breathing all of those God qualities in, and just allowing yourself to be embraced by the comfort of the season, by the comfort of pure spirit, by the comfort of community here today. So knowing everything is unfolding delightfully, perfectly today, I simply say thank you, Spirit. Thank you to each and every one who stands here in a unified consciousness of love. And so I simply release this word into that law of love, knowing it is already done. And together we say, and so it is.
Thank you. And thank you, Reverend Susan. And as we breathe and allow ourselves to be, we let go, we let God, we let Spirit, we let love. Love has guided us here this morning by divine appointment to be present with what is, and to breathe and to be in community, and to echo the beautiful words spoken by Reverend Susan, to be that presence where love shows up. And so let us breathe together as one, recognizing and remembering that beautiful presence that lives and moves and has its perfect being through each of us. Today, as we rest in that presence and remember it, we feel the fullness of it, and the fullness encourages us to sing, to bring forth the awareness of the I am. I am is the word for God, for love, for spirit. It is all of these things and that which is beyond words. And so today, as we sing, I am remembering who I am, let us remember the I am presence, the holiness and the wholeness in all things, not only for ourselves, but for the entire cosmos. Together we sing, I am remembering who I am. I am remembering who I am. I am remembering who I am. I am remembering. I and in the love of this divine remembrance. Let us breathe in deeply, and then exhale, opening our eyes as love, and in service to what is, as it is, and so it is. Namaste. And it's time for our second production number. There we go. All right. Okay. One sharp body. Okay. Y'all are welcome to sing along. While they're rearranging the stage, if you wore your pajamas today and you're bold, would you like to stand up so we can celebrate you? Please. Hey. People have been asking me about my dinosaurs, and I'm wearing dinosaur pajamas, and I just get the full effect. Yeah. Thank you. I am a 2-year-old at heart, right? And there are some wardrobe issues, which is why I'm wearing a robe over them. So anyway, let's go ahead and push this back too, just because it's right in my face here. All right. Ooh. Okay, I think we're ready to get started now. Where's Mr. Oh, there it is. Okay. All right. Urban Dictionary is an online source. Does anybody know that source? Yeah, it's getting a little harsh, but in the olden days, it used to be kind of funny. And I think it's an online source for youngsters. And I asked them about what an influencer is. Today's talk is an influencer for good. An Urban Dictionary, sort of, said an influencer is a prominent figure who promotes his or her opinions on social media. They express opinions about many things, like food, fashion, or politics. Top influencers include, exactly, Kim Kardashian, Taylor Swift, yeah, and Dwayne Johnson, The Rock. They have a lot of followers. I also feel the need to say this whenever there's a baby in the house, we want to reassure the mom that babies making little noises is just delightful. We consider that to be the voice of God. So just, yeah, let's give her, yeah. That's right. Your baby may be an influencer, who knows, right here and right now, influencing all of us to greater joy, but that's later in the talk. We'll get there, okay? So I don't know much about the opinions that these three top influencers espouse, but I do know that in this sacred sanctuary, we have a profound influencer for good. Probably many, but we're going to focus on just one right now. Now, I don't think that this influencer is on social media posting pictures of her lunch and whatnot, her political opinions, her ideas about fashion. I don't think she does that, but I do know that in person, this influencer promotes kindness, resilience, and excellent chocolate chip cookies. This influencer became an official member of our center in 1985, and I think with that in mind, I think she holds the longest membership in this center. She holds the record for that. She has been a positive force for good here and beyond. She just had a birthday, and so it feels right and noble today to check in with her. So please join me in welcoming to the stage Miss Carol Griffin. It's a journey. You're doing great. Yes, you can head for that chair, yeah. Yes. There you go, ma'am. Good to see you. Carol wore her pajamas today, right? That's right, yeah.
I do walk, but I am a little rocky.
Yeah, that's right. We're all getting a little rocky,
Little
so
rocky.
yeah.
I brought my friend with me. He's going to give me courage.
Oh, good. Okay. Well, we're just going to talk for about 5 minutes. So what can go wrong in 5 minutes? You know, I wanted to bring to the group's attention that you had a story about your 83rd birthday. You just turned 80. Is it okay if I say your age?
84.
She just turned 84, but but she has a story about what a doctor told her about her 83rd birthday. Would you like to just share a little bit about that?
I will share that. Yes, it's been a rough 83. The doctor told me I would not make the year. He said, I don't know what he was basing it on, but he upset me, and so 83 was a little bit rough for me. I told my therapist about it, and he exploded.
Yeah.
And so on my 84th day, I just went, hip, hip, hooray!
Hip, hip, hooray, you made it. Yay, let's give her a round of applause for that. I'm so glad to see this. Yeah. And so, Carol, I read in my notes that you started at the church in you became a member in 1985, but you were here before that.
I was a teenager, and people kept pushing me to join the church. And, you know, when you're young like that, you don't like to be pushed. And then one day, I didn't tell a single soul but the minister. I said, I'm going to join the church today. And let me tell you, everybody stood up and everybody cheered. And so I've been here, if you count them up, about 60 years.
Wow. That's amazing. Yeah. That's so much love for you. That's great.
This is my family. This is my second home. And I love it very, very much. And, my mother asked me to join her, and we came to church there every Sunday, you know, and it was wonderful. There was a small congregation, and I was laughing about it because we took a bus to Las Vegas one time.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
One of the persons was a gambler, so she was really hip. And the minister got her doctorate, and we took another bus down to Los Angeles to her commencement.
Yeah.
To her commencement. And we always had potlucks, and they were called dime-a-dip. If you dipped into the spaghetti 3 times, it was 30 cents.
Wow.
We had bake sales, and it's just been so much fun here.
Yes, and it continues to be fun. I don't know if you're aware of this, but Carol has been a dedicated volunteer for years. She used to help us with some of the financial stuff, and now she is kind of one of the main bunny people, right? For those of you who don't know what that means, we had 2 bunnies. Now we just have 1 bunny. But Miss Carol volunteers with the bunnies and makes sure that they feel loved and connected.
Yes. Yeah.
Is there any one particular thing about this center, your years at the center, that stands out that has helped you in life? Anything that jumps out at you that has
Just wonderful.
just wonderful?
Just
Yeah.
wonderful.
You mentioned on the phone that the feeling of family and support that
Yes,
has really
and
sustained you. Yeah.
Been very happy here. you
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
Everybody's been so kind. And,
Yeah.
That's very, very nice. And I also want to throw this. I taught for 58 years. And my love is the children and teaching them. And I had over 3,000 children go through my hands
Yeah.
over my teaching career.
Yeah.
And I'd be still teaching today if I could, but it doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
And, it's a funny thing because I had a car accident a couple years ago, I guess.
Yes, right.
And it was just down the corner here. I don't know what happened. I do know I blacked out. My car rolled over. And the interesting part is the fireman came to the door and he said, I don't know how, I was hanging from the ceiling.
Oh,
The
goodness.
car was upside down. I was hanging from the floor. Yeah. And he said to me, I don't know how we're going to get you out of here. I said, don't you have some clippers like they use in the garden? And he said, yeah. And they clipped me out and got me on my feet, walked away, and he said, come here. So I went back to talk with him, and he said, tell me, how did you walk away from this? And I said, because God walked with me,
Oh, it's beautiful.
and that's how I survived.
That is how you
He
survived
said,
it.
you were so right. And so
Yeah.
I don't drive anymore because I'm afraid behind the wheel anymore, that I don't drive anymore. But I have my walker,
Yes, you do.
and let me tell you, you guys, that is a blessing. Any of you, don't ever say no to a walker.
Carol, on that note, I want to jump back a minute just to say, with your situation with your car accident and relearning the buses and everything, that's why I called you resilient, because that would have happened to some people and they would have just given up. The other thing I want to talk about is the 3,000 children. What a blessing you have been to so many, not only here but beyond here. Today we're talking, as we often do, we're talking about rippling, and we are so grateful for you and so grateful not only for your presence here, but for all of the ripples that you've created in the world. You are just a magnificent being. And with that being said, I'm going to take out Kim Kardashian and put your picture up there. What the? Brian.
No, I don't think that's me.
That's not you. No. There she is, right. Yes. And we are going to sing, I didn't warn you about this, but we're going to sing Happy Birthday to you. Okay, here we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Miss Carol. Happy birthday to you.
Do you see now why I'm so happy here?
Yes, yes, okay. Thank you, Miss Carol. Thank you. Let's give her some love. Let's do more Face of God as she finds her way. Face of God. Here we go. We hold you in our heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. All right. Thank you. So, y'all, I'm going to hear about this afterwards, I can tell. And just think, y'all, you attend the church for 60 years and you could be up here too someday, I think it's very profound. And that's kind of what brings me to the next point in this message. It's like, we've heard from a beautiful person that is not a social media influencer, but is definitely an influence in the world. And it raises the question, do you have to be a Kardashian or a Taylor Swift or a Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, or other celebrity to be an influencer for good? Is it possible to contribute to global good simply by being you or by being me. And I say that it is possible. In fact, it is true. All of us can be profound influencers for good. I think the key is the decision to know that that's true and then to live like that truth is true. Our book this month is Thank and Grow Rich by Pam Grout. And Pam says that wherever or whoever we are, we can influence the level of good flowing through the energy field that we call existence. This is all an energy field. And she writes, all of us wildly underestimate the impact we have on each other. We discount the tremendous effect even the smallest act has on all of humanity. We discount the tremendous effect that even the smallest act has on all of humanity. That means that we can make a difference just by being the love that we are. She also says, anytime I love myself more, I send love out into the bigger whole. Anytime I forgive someone, or forgive myself, by the way, I help heal the planet. The small, invisible things that many don't think important have great healing power. And one more quote from Pam from Thank and Grow Rich. She says, everything I observe, everything I do affects everything else. Do you think it's true? What if it's true? If it is true, I'm going to have to be a little more careful about everything I think and everything I do, right? Maybe others of you as well, right? And I know that we focus on the good here, and sometimes it's hard to do that. I know that life can feel impossible and futile sometimes, and it may seem like we're too small to make a difference. But today, I believe, and I hope you believe too, that impossibilities and futilities are lies. They are big, stinking lies. We are one, and our positive, conscious living shifts the balance from despair to hope for all of us. Our positive, conscious living shifts the balance from despair to hope. And we can do this. In fact, we were born to do this. In Thank and Grow Rich, Pam tells a story about something called a hunger banquet. This is an event created by an organization called Oxfam International. It's a global international organization that helps address hunger. And in these hunger banquets, guests attend a dinner party, and when they arrive, they draw a random ticket that tells them to sit in a particular seat at the world's economic table. 56% draw tickets to represent those who live in poverty. These guests will sit on the floor and receive a handful of rice and dirty water for their meal. 42% represent the middle class. They get a sandwich at a card table. The remaining 2% sit at tables with linen tablecloths and fine china. They eat designer cuisine. They eat gnocchi and pesto and asparagus. I put the picture of gnocchi up there. It's those little dumplings, just in case anybody didn't know what it was, okay? It's not a word you hear every day. It means lump in Italian, by the way, but it's little dumplings. So 56% are sitting on the floor eating rice and dirty water. Another large, significant percentage is sitting at a table, a card table, eating a sandwich. And only 2% is eating the gnocchi and the pesto and the asparagus off of linen tablecloths and fine china. So when I read this in the book, I had a thought. Before we hear my thought, take a moment inside to think about how you might react if you were the 2% in that banquet, eating the gnocchi and the asparagus and the pesto. I know when I read this story in Pam's book, the first thing I said to myself, I saw myself grabbing my gnocchi and sharing it with the people eating rice and dirty water. And I'm willing to bet that many of you sitting here had that same reaction. You probably said, if I'm in the exclusive percent, then I'm going to share my gnocchi. And sure enough, Pam says this is what happens in real life when they really do these hunger banquets. When people confront the suffering of others, they want to do the right thing. They want to share. She says, we are lovers of life, just waiting for the chance to help. Again, we are born to shift the balance. And there are many chances to help, because the suffering of the world confronts us daily, whether it's personal despair or poverty or sickness or injustice. But the thing is that we don't have to let the daily confrontation confound us. Every day we have the opportunity to do the work of oneness. And we don't have to have Taylor Swift's voice or The Rock's strength or Kim Kardashian's booty to do this work. All of us, at any time, can up-level the goodness in the world. In the center, we're fond of saying that we lead by inner transformation, and that means that my transformation is your transformation, and your transformation is my transformation. There is no inner or outer in the realm of heaven. There is no other. We are the one who makes a difference. We are the one who makes a difference. We are the one who wears pajamas in church for the joy of it. We are the one who influences the world for good. We are influencers for good. By believing in oneness, by choosing to add energy to the resonant field of gratitude and joy, we can fundamentally change the world. We take a stand for the goodness of humanity. So if we're willing, how do we do this? Well, Think and Grow Rich, in this book, Pam talks about two frequencies. Fear, that is driven by the portion of the brain called the amygdala, reacts out of fear, and love, the part of us that remembers who we really are. However, we can't see the loving, trusting part of ourselves when we're focused on fear. But even if we're focused on fear, love is still real, and love is only a tiny energetic shift away from our perception of fear. I want to do an experiment with you, okay? Would everybody just indulge me and just look at your feet? Just stare at your feet. And keep staring at your feet while I'm talking. Don't smell your feet, honey. Just stare at them, okay? Just keep staring at your feet. And when you're staring at your feet, can you see the piano? No. Okay, look up. The piano's still there. It was missing, but it's still there. Oh my gosh, it's still there, and it is waiting. It is pregnantly waiting to send forth waves of beautiful music as played by Maestro Chris. Sorry. We just have to adjust our senses, our vision, our consciousness to see it, but it's there. And the metaphor for this is that the same relationship exists between love and fear. If we're staring at fear, we may forget that love is a beautiful instrument, ripe with possibilities, ripe with potential, waiting to make waves and waiting to be played by each of us. We have to retrain our focus toward love and then respond from this place of renewed focus. We focus on goodness even when it seems absent. We focus on goodness even when it seems absent because it is never absent. Goodness is always there. Like when you stared at your feet and the piano was always there. Goodness is always there. It's only unseen, waiting to be revealed through our willingness to receive. Again, Ernest Holmes said, there is nothing to be healed, only wholeness to be revealed. And it is through our willingness, through our vision, through our receptivity, that we reveal the wholeness and the love and the goodness that always is. Here's an example of how this works. A while back, Actually, I speak about this a lot because it's one of my favorite things. I like to complain about Nextdoor app, right? And how people complain about lots of things, but in this particular message, I was talking about how people complain about teenagers, how bad they are and what bad things they do and such. And my first response to that was first to whine about the whiners. Whine about the whiners on Nextdoor app. Then I realized that I could refrain from jumping on the whiner wagon. I love that. The whiner wagon. I'm going to be using that from now on. When I'm having a bad day, I'm going to be like, girl, get yourself off the whiner wagon, right? I realized I could refrain from jumping onto the whiner wagon, and I could rehearse the opposite of the problem. So the problem, as according to Nextdoor, was bad teenagers. And I see teenagers every day because I live near a high school. And I decided to train myself to look for the good. And as I look for the good, I definitely see a better brand of teenager that was always there, even when we can't see it. I see how dear these teenagers are. And I see their little concerned faces, wondering, will I be attractive enough? Will people like me? Will people even see me? I remember back to when I was a teenager, when I had some of those concerns that I still have. And when I see these teenagers and their dear little faces, my heart opens and I want to help, and I can't exactly run up to them and say, I see you, you're beautiful, you are the face of God. I can't really do that, can I? Please say no. Okay, good. And so I pray. I pray for these strangers. I bless them. And it's an amazing process. Because the more I pray for their good, the more good I see. And the better I feel. And when we feel good, we're more inclined to practice. The more we practice, the more we expand. And in this sacred practice, the perception of good becomes our reality. And as it becomes our reality, because there's only one of us here, it starts to shift the consciousness of the entire planet. So we practice, we step into truth again. Because we are born to shift the balance from fear to great love for all. For this we have come. Take a moment to just take that in. And just feel that our purpose here is to open our hearts, to move from fear into great love, and to practice that love so that we can be influencers for good in the world around us. Take a moment to know that this is truth, that there truly is only one of us here. That is love. And then breathe in deeply and open your eyes and look around you and see the love in this room. It is powerful. The love in this room is powerful. It is beautiful. It drew us together here on this beautiful Sunday. People are shaking hands, they're smiling. They're wearing pajamas. So I'll close with this. It is in this consciousness of love and of trusting that our love, our individual love, has global power. It is in this consciousness that you, me, Miss Carol, all of us can be influencers for good. Let us influence now, and let us pray. And so we turn within and breathe and let go and allow ourselves to be. Allow ourselves to be fully present here in this sanctuary of love. We let go of doubts and fears and we turn our attention to that love, knowing that it is made visible in our hearts, in our minds, in our beings, in our bodies, and in our worlds as we turn our attention to it. As we turn our attention to the truth of existence, which is there is only one life. That life is God's life. That life is my life now. We abide in this place that is only love, that is only grace, that is only goodness, that is joy. That is that which contains and encompasses all opposites. It is bigger than any problem that the world can dream up. We rest in that place and know it. for ourselves, and we call it our own that doesn't belong only to us, that it belongs to the one that is in everybody, that is everybody. We rest in this place of universal grace as universal grace, and we speak and hear the words of truth. Together, we know, and I'll use the word I am, meaning that this is the universal I am. I am. We know I am joy. I am peace. I am love. I am harmony. I am goodness. I am an influencer for all of these things, because I know that as I abide in these qualities, as I call them my own, as I practice these qualities on a daily basis, on a minute-to-minute basis, that this becomes the world, that I become the world, that the I am becomes the world. And there is a grace and a goodness beyond my current understanding that is just waiting for us to receive it, that is waiting for us to take it in, to take it on, to be with it in a new way that uplifts everybody. Let us affirm together that this is easy, that this is a ripple effect that is easy, that we drop a stone into this pool, and the stone ripples out, the ripples ripple out to encompass all of humanity, all of the animal kingdom, all of the earth, all of the cosmos, and that we get to be part of that change, part of that grace that engages and involves all being. And so here today, we know peace for all, we know love for all, we know grace for all, we know abundance for all, we know joy for all. We know that there is a hidden wholeness in all things, and we call that forth through our spiritual work. And so I give thanks. I give thanks for this transformation that is occurring here. I give thanks for the transformation that is occurring individually and collectively here in this sanctuary, here for each of us individually, but also in the entire world, in the entire cosmos. I give thanks for well-being, for peace, for joy, for abundance, for love. And I give thanks for the goodness of God expressing in all things. I give thanks for the eyes to see it. I give thanks for everything. I am so grateful for this teaching. I bless all paths to God, churches, synagogues, temples, mosques, ashrams, gurdwaras, fundamentalists, atheists, all beings everywhere. And with a heart filled with such blessedness, I say thank you, Spirit, thank you, love, and I release these words into the divine mystery. And together we say, and so it is. Thank you.
Thank you, Bonnie.
Pleasure.
I just have to share a couple of cookie ripples from being around Miss Carol. One has to do with Mr. Fred Mondragon. Bless his heart. So Carol would park out front, and she would have her cookies on Sunday. I never saw Fred move so fast, ever. He grabbed those cookies from her under the guise of helping to bring them into the kitchen area. I think he was stuffing his pockets. Karen,
Fred.
wasn't he? Yep, he was. And then I have the good fortune of transporting Miss Carol around sometimes when she'll let me. She doesn't really trust my driving so much. But one day, we were really early to church, and guess what we forgot? I know, that's how we looked in the car. And we're like, can we go in? Oh, no, we can't. We had to drive back and get them. I mean, there would have been an uproar.
That's right. Absolutely.
Those cookies are powerful.
Counting on them cookies. Yep.
But it is such a joy to see the happiness that they bring. Because I see you all walking around with that little baggie of 3 cookies. So, and I know that they're made with hands of love. So I'm so happy that you're enjoying them. And that's what ripples are about. Ripples are everywhere, and they are real. So this morning, I just invite you to open your eyes to those ripples. And as we do our offering prayer, know that that will continue to ripple out too. And it sometimes shows up as cookies. So we'll do the prayer together. We trust in spirit.
Trust in spirit.
Love is the giver and receiver of all that we are. We offer these gifts. They are an outer expression of our inner abundance and compassion. Our gifts bless many and return to us multiplied in miraculous ways, so that we may give again. And so it is.
Thank you. y'all. Guess what? School's getting out early today. Woohoo! Okay. All right. So, just a few closing announcements. We'll keep it short. All right. So, we just finished Thanksgiving. Christmas Eve is coming. How many of you have ever attended our Christmas Eve service? Oh, a lot of y'all. Okay, if you haven't joined, yes, please be sure to join us this year. It's quite spectacular. We're doing a play that is based on a children's book written by Reverend Karen Mondragon. It's wonderful. Lots of wonderful congregational actors. There's singing, there's candle lighting, there's carol singing, the choir's singing, and we have live animals. We have a live animal parade at the end of the service. We've got, you've all seen horses in this church before, right? Horses and donkeys and whatnot. We got that thing going on. This year I hear it's going to be mostly goats. There's a story behind that. It's maybe not church friendly, but basically an unneutered goat got out, and Tina has a lot of goats right now, so let's just put it that way, okay. Okay, so that's on December 24th at 7 p.m. If you would like to contribute to the food supply at Christmas Eve, the buffet, we have Karen Collins who is arranging that, and so be sure to speak with Karen after the service. And there's a sign-up sheet in the social hall for that. We always have a beautiful holiday spread there. We are doing a holiday outreach. You'll see there's some toys and books and whatnot up here. This is for a beautiful organization called James Storehouse that serves children in foster care. There's more information about this in Stanley's Hall, and we have kind of a short window of time to receive the gifts. So next week would be when you'd want to bring a gift, and we'll share them with children that are struggling and that could really use some. So we appreciate in advance your generosity. After service options, we've got Sunday hospitality. Please feel free to share food and check out our bookstore and our giveaway table that's out there. We have some classes and workshops that are coming up. They're coming in January, so be sure to check our website and our newsletter. And after the service, if you'd like prayer for anything, our practitioners will be in the front of the sanctuary here. Please come on down, get a prayer. They are miracle workers, and you will love receiving prayer for them. I think that's all we've got for now. So let us go ahead and we'll do a closing affirmation. We'll read it together. Here we go. In my life, with kindness for myself and others, I choose to be love, to share love, to serve love. Thank you for this life, and so it is. Thank you, everybody. God bless and namaste.